Good evening, children. So, in the previous class, we discussed about the obstacle of human resource development. Now, in this today's class, we'll discuss about the role of the government. What can or what does the government do to develop the human resource? Now, to develop the human resource, the government takes up projects and schemes in its hand and try to implement them. Now, what programs and in which sector or areas the government looks into, that we shall discuss now. The first one is in the education sector. Now, the right to education, we all know that it's a fundamental right. Now, development of human resource is completely impossible without the development of education, and thus it is the duty or the responsible of the government to provide proper educational infrastructure to the people of that country. And for that, the government is trying to create a very strong educational framework. How? By constructing new schools, colleges, universities, and as well as technical institutes. Now, the right to education was introduced in the year 2009, and according to this right, every children from the age 6 to 14 in India must be provided free and compulsory education by the government. And along with that, two schemes were also introduced, and those are, one is Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan and Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha, so that the quality of human resource can be raised and developed. And for higher education also, the government has taken up some measures, and the measures or the policy which the government has put forward, if it becomes successful, then there will be a stable growth of human resource in India, and the people or the human resource in India will be able to compete with the developed nations. Now, in Assam, in our own state, there is one IIT, that is Indian Institute of Technology, one NIT, that is National Institute of Technology, two central universities, three state universities, one state open university, 5 medical colleges, 2 engineering colleges, 1 agricultural university, and teachers training college, along with fishery college. So with these in Assam, the human resource can be very well developed. But because the population of Assam is way too high, so we need more of universities and colleges and schools apart from these what I have just mentioned, because it is not sufficient to meet the demand of the high growing population. So in the coming years, the government should take up more programs and plans in hands, and also build or construct more medical colleges, schools, and colleges and universities, so that each and every student gets proper education, becomes well skilled and proficient, and become a very well developed human resource. And recently, the government has also introduced the NPE, National Policy of Education 2020, and this new policy will help the children to become a better human resource, where you won't be called as an art student or science students or commerce. Anyone can take up any subject they want. A student going for to be a doctor can choose physics, chemistry, maths along with politics or political science. So this is one good thing about the new education policy, and there are many more. Now, the next role to develop the human resource development of the government is to provide a better health and a food sector. Now, food is one of the main fundamental needs of man. To be healthy, most people depends on good and nutritious food. A healthy physical growth also depends upon good and nutritious food. So, it is the duty of the government to provide proper nutritious food to the hungry and to the poor people, so that it can make our nation a prosperous one. Now, through minimum basic need program, the government has taken up various schemes and projects for the people to convert the people into a proper and a better human resource. Then, the public distribution system also tries to provide the country's food items and required quantities to all the consumers in the entire country at a fixed price. Also, we have the Food Corporation of India, that is FCI, then cooperative societies and fair price shops. Then the government also has taken up some measures to provide food items to every section of the people, be it rich or poor, during warlike situation or during natural calamities. Or just see now at present we are going through a pandemic. Now there are people, the middle class, the lower middle class, or the poor people, who out of them many have lost their job and they could not provide food, a 3-time food or 2-time meal for their family. In such situation, the government is providing free food for those people. And then sometimes what happens when there is scarcity of food or any kind of food items, then it can lead to the price hike. The items of things available in the market, those items, the price may be very high. Therefore, it is the duty of the government to keep a proper stock of food, not just any kind of food, but quality food. Then, food safety. Now, what is food safety? Now, production and storage of food items according to the size of the population and distribution of the same in the time and need is called food safety. And food safety is very necessary or is very important for human resource development. Now, not only food, but the government also takes proper care or proper measures into the health sector also. Now, for a sound health, that is good health, nutritious food is important. But along with that, to be known or to be recognized as a human resource, every person or every human resource has to be physically and mentally fit. So, For that, primary health centers, district sub-centers, hospitals are being set up both in urban and as well as in rural areas. Then several programs have been also taken up under National Rural Health Mission so that it can improve the condition of the people. So this is what the government role has to be played to improve the health infrastructure and as well as the food sector. Then only the human resource can be developed. Then another important role that the government must play is to provide jobs, that is employment sector. Now, for the overall development of a society, economic growth is very important. Without economic growth, a society cannot develop, nor the human resource development. Now, in our country like India, we do not have skilled labor, or like everyone is not a skilled labor, or everyone is not educated. So for those who are not that very much educated, for them also the government must provide something so that they can earn at least something and lead a life to survive. At least 2 times meals they can get and survive their life. And for that, the government has taken up several policies or measures. One is MNREGA, that is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Generation Agency. That is for the rural area, where people will get a job for at least 100 days. Then for the urban areas, the government has taken up program like Minister Employment Generation Programs, that is MPEGP. Along with that, various training programs are also provided for self-employment. Now, if the government concentrates in utilizing these resources by establishing industries and help the youth to engage themselves in some kind of jobs, or if the government is able to provide or create more job opportunities, then the human resource will be very well developed. Along with these things, there are other services which the government also, or even the non-government organizations also look into and tries to improve the human resource development. Like sometimes the government provides credit with subsidy through various financial organizations. They provide loans to youth with a subsidy so that they can carry out their own business and become self-reliable. Also, sometimes the government distributes rickshaws and auto rickshaws and tractors, sewing machines, power tiller to people so that they can engage themselves and become self-reliable and become a better human resource and also self-independent. So that's from the above discussion, we came to know that the various measures or policy has been taken by the government for the human resource development, because without the help or without the government playing any important role, the human resource cannot be developed. So here in page number 152, write very short answers. This also you have to do it by yourself. That's all for today, and this chapter is over. Thank you.